Welcome to the second day of the painting of the invasion stripes and everything we got going on here. I'm trying some other techniques for video production. We'll see how it goes. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to demask all this, or most of it. We still have some white to go on the invasion stripes around the fuselage there. So we're going to have to remask those stripes. And we'll see how it looks. The reason I'm demasking this now is because we're going to have to mask off this anyway, and I have to get at this fuselage, so taking the paper off and repapering it is, I don't know, not a big deal. Kind of like how I like to do things anyway. See what I'm doing as each step of the phase goes. I get to see how bad we oversprayed everywhere, because I'm sure there's some on it. So this white was 2 coats to get it covered. Obviously I primered the top green so that we got white instead of light green. I just took the DC 540 and basically just dusted it on there. And that's all you have to do for a color change. You don't have to saturate it and, you know, like you're going to block sand, because you're not trying to fill, you're just trying to change color. But I want to see what this is going to look like. So we'll get this pulled off here. I think it's going to be real nice. I always do like these warbird color combinations, the grays and the greens and the blacks and yellows and reds and whatever other squadron markings there are. The combinations look real nice. Now, I've had many people say, well, use a heat gun to get the tape up. Yeah, if you got a problem area where you think that you might pull up some of the paint, you might go ahead and use a paint gun, or a heat gun, I mean. But if you followed my instruction on thinner ratios, there shouldn't be an issue. Because, as I've stated numerous times, lacquer's the chemical bond. And what happens is most people try to spray the color on dry to get better coverage. And it really doesn't do anything but hurt you. You'll see I got a a nice clean line along here. Let me zoom in here. A nice clean line. And didn't pull any paint. We'll see if we have any pull-ups, but normally I don't get many pull-ups because of my theory on thinner. The only issues that happen is that you don't tack off the airplane beforehand. That's another reason why it's pretty important to take the Windex and get all the dirt off the airplane before you spray. Because anywhere the dirt is, where the paint is going to pull up. Now you'll notice there, super clean line. I'm going to be happy with this Easy Mask Great Plains tape. I can see that, and I think it's made by the same people. You know, they're just like pistons for engines are only made in a few places, Civilite being one of them. You know, they might say Keith Black, or they might say Mopar or whatever on it, but there's only a couple places that have the equipment to grind those pistons, and they are ground because pistons are not cylindrical, they're oval shaped. You can't they're not turned on a lathe, what I'm saying. So as far as the tape goes, I think it's probably coming from the same well. Just as the motors are made only by certain companies, such as the E-Flight and AXI and all that. There's only so many. If you look at them, they're all very similar. So they got to be coming out of the same factory with a different brand. Just like when I worked at Harley-Davidson, we had Harley oil. Well, obviously Harley-Davidson is not in the oil manufacturing business, but people would insist on having Harley oil, and I would tell them, there's no need to buy that expensive oil. Harley didn't make it. Spark plugs is the same way. Probably just about everything. Televisions, telephones, like all your electronics, they're only coming out of one place, and that's basically China. Okay, so I'm still debating on what to do with my Invasion Stripe tape off, and I think I'm going to. I noticed on my computer I have a way to capture the screen. I'm going to cut all these pieces for speed on the vinyl cutter. We'll cut some masks so that I can just lay it down and tape it off all in one swoop. I don't have to tape, then back mask, and all that other business. And that's kind of a positive for having your own vinyl cutter. Let's see what happened here. We got a little bit of overspray. I can see a little white dust on it. I would imagine it's just going to dust right off because it doesn't look like it penetrated anywhere. And that is correct. You want to get that off because you don't want to seal that into the clear. And you can see, if you look here on the rag, we have a lot of dirt looking. You know, it's part of it's overspray from the green and some of it's overspray from the white. But what we're going to give it a good wash down again before we shoot any more paint, you know, as far as clear and that stuff on it. Now, there's not going to be any sanding the green. You can if you want, but I'm not. Sanding the green and the white before clear. I'm just going to mix up the clear when I get ready to do that and spray it. And then after the clear's on, there'll be a sand out between coats of clear. And that will help fill in any of the scratches that I missed. So we're going to make this video probably half-hour long so I don't put you to sleep. There's another thing, on the way you pull the tape up. If you pull the tape up at 90 degrees to the paint, meaning straight up, you have a better chance of lifting the paint off. So you want to roll it back on itself and pulling it at an angle probably 30 degrees to itself. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You don't want to pull this straight up, you want to pull it at an angle, either away or to, whichever works best. But pull it at an angle right down on itself and you have less of a chance to pull the paint up. Use spinner. Yeah, I think I'm going to see if I can use that screen capture for this first tape, and we'll make a you always, when you're pulling this up, you always are praying that, God, I hope no paint lifts up. I hate touch-ups. God, they never look right. So there's just no way you can tape perfect. But if I do it on the computer, each line will be 2 inches exactly. And there's no... I don't know how I got away with doing these airplanes all these years without the computer. Okay, got away and didn't pull up not one bit of paint anywhere. And I know this white won't pull up because it was a pretty wet coat when I put it down. So, let's if it works. If not, I'll load this up and get to see. Now, you can, if you want, just take it, you know, I could just measure this off and take these black stripes off and paint them right away. But it's not going to make it perfect because there's just no way you can tape perfect. But if I do it on the computer, each line will be 2 inches exactly. And there's no... I don't know how I got away with doing these airplanes all these years without the computer. Okay, got away and didn't pull up not one bit of paint anywhere. And I know this white won't pull up because it was a pretty wet coat when I put it down. So, let's get some Windex here. We'll wipe this thing off. I'm running the 2-camera system, the lavalier system. Wanted to see how this works as far as the recording of the different angles and stuff. I know I comment on these things on my setups often in my movies. The reason I do is because I'm not a filmmaker, I'm just a model builder. I kind of want to leave a record of what worked and what didn't. I, try different things each time. And if it works, we can do it again. If it doesn't work, I don't do it again. So far, it looks like this current setup, as opposed to live streaming, is going to be best, because live stream I can't really edit it, plus the footage is kind of shaky. So as it stands now, this camera over here is recording to my computer, this camera is recording to the hard drive of the disk, and the sound file is recording to my Zoom recorder. And this is not for you guys, this mention, this is for my benefit, so I know what movie was done how. Might tape off the canopy too, because I'm gonna be painting those white invasion stripes back here. I need to see. For some reason my computer turned off. They must be spying on me again. One thing that's very aggravating to me, all this spying business. Okay. That looks pretty good. I'll give it one more wipe down before I shoot any clear on it, obviously, because I'm going to do the spraying. But now we're going to figure out how to get 2 stripes of black in here. 2 inches, and this is 2-inch black, and then 2 inches and a 2-inch black stripe. So we're going to do black stripes, and I need the invasion stripes to go here. And here again, this is going to be artistic license, because I'm not sure what they're going to be. I'm thinking they're going to be 1 inch. Let's take a measurement and see. That would be 5 inches. Exactly what you're going to be. they're going to be 1 inch back there, and we'll do the layout of that. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this video and edit it up and see if I'm going to add it to another clip or what. I don't want to make these movies so long that you're bored to death. Be sure to like, subscribe, share these videos with your friends, add my channel to your featured channels or whatever, and I'll do the same in return if you're a modeling channel. Seems like we're growing better now that I'm decided to work on this. That makes me happy. So be sure to check out Stunt Hangars, Control Line Craftsman, and our projects in the future. So until then, we'll see ya.